Hello, listeners, and welcome to a special bonus episode of From Print to Podcast presented by the Roanoke Magazine. I'm your host and editor, Liz Long, and in today's episode, we're sharing more about the Virginia Tech's Women Impact Virginia Summit, hosted by Outreach and International Affairs at Virginia Tech and taking place at Hotel Roanoke Conference Center on October 4th. We're sitting down with Scott Weimer, Executive Director of Roanoke Regional Initiatives, and Sarah Wray, Community Engagement, Partnership, and Program Manager at Reynolds, Homestead, and Regional Outreach Coordinator, as we share more about this event and the women in leadership who will speak, inspire, and so much more. Thank you both so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. So I'm very excited to learn more about this event, the Women Impact Virginia series, which aims to advance women leaders in Virginia. It's so amazing to have this community come together right here in Roanoke, right here in our backyard. So we're wondering if you could tell listeners more about this event and what to expect out of it.
Absolutely. Well, we're so excited to be here and to bring the summit to Roanoke. That's a cornerstone of this work, is rotating around the Commonwealth and really connecting with each individual region and location as well. So we're so excited to be here this fall. So Women Impact Virginia is a network of women that has been growing over the past few years. And annually, we host a summit that, as you mentioned, will feature empowering speakers as they share stories of success and struggle and tips and strategies for really building confidence and influence and leadership within the workplace.
I love all these words that you're saying. Oh my gosh, so inspiring already.
Absolutely. And this initiative began in 2020 when we had a group of our colleagues at Virginia Tech within the Division of Outreach and International Affairs that was really interested in finding ways to provide high quality, accessible professional development for women. And this collaboration really brought us all together to not only provide something to the community, but also to start building some of that internal professional development for each of us as we were kind of stretching our skills and our comfort zones and really learning some more. But as it continued to progress, just like many people across the world, we had to make some pivots and really switch things up as the pandemic really helped us decide what different modalities we might have to explore to be able to provide this programming. And so what that led us to in 2021 was hosting a virtual quarterly series, and it showcased a variety of industries, including hospitality and tourism, nonprofit management, healthcare, and then we finished up talking about the entrepreneurial mindset. And this was incredibly well received. We had over 500 women over the season.
That's fantastic.
Join us online, virtually, from their homes or from their offices, and really just begin to build this network and this connection of women across Virginia.
And was that really the mission behind it, was to connect women this way?
Absolutely. It was to really provide something that was accessible, inspiring, and really to bring women together to find our commonalities and our shared struggles and really begin to lift each other up in ways that maybe we wish we would have been, or maybe we had a really strong mentor or leader that helped us kind of get a leg forward.
I love that, especially in terms of post-pandemic, right? We sort of, all the relationships we spent a lot of time building, some of those maybe even loosened a little bit over time when we can't be together and network in person. And so to be able to provide that opportunity is really important, both professionally and personally, just for friendships and making sure that you're not alone in a situation.
Absolutely. And I think that was one of the key components, whereas the pandemic forced us to really go into a virtual environment and really allowed us the opportunity to continue to engage in this work. What we really felt like we were missing was the ability to be together. And so in 2022, October of last year, we actually held the first in-person summit. And that was held in Richmond, Virginia, and included a day-long of inspirational, really empowering women that shared of, their journeys, how they got to the place they were in leadership, and there's really important lessons they learned along the way, because there's just it's so hard to replicate that in-person energy.
I agree. We've learned that, right?
Yes.
That's fantastic. And so in talking about this programming, why do you feel it's important for women professionals right now to attend something like this?
I think for me, providing professional development for all people in all populations is so crucial to lifelong learning and development of not only individuals, but teams and organizations. But when we think about women specifically, this commitment to education and fulfilling this potential of citizens in the communities in which we serve as part of our outreach for Virginia Tech, it's different sometimes, especially for women in the workplace. And I think, kind of harking back to the pandemic again, we saw that really illuminated as we we saw women that were showing up in not only a professional environment, but as mothers and caretakers and sisters and daughters and sometimes heads of household and so much more. And so being able to provide this opportunity for accessible professional development that was high quality and really about bringing people together to be able to share about some of the struggles they've faced and things they've learned not only helps us to know that we're not alone, that there are many people out there facing the same struggles as us, and there's so much to learn from one another, but also creates a chance to build a network and educational opportunities that are really engaging and meaningful, and at the very end, I think really impactful for the individual.
That's a memory that's going to stick with you forever, personally and professionally too, and hopefully the friendships, obviously, too.
Yes, hopefully so.
That's fantastic. So in thinking about who should be part of this event, who needs to really know about this event? Who needs to sign up immediately besides me, obviously?
Yes, we hope you're already signed up. If not, you can visit our website to do so. We just really believe that anyone interested in empowering women or supporting women in the workplace, especially in a professional sphere, should join us. Whether it's a woman who is looking to refill her cup of inspiration, this is for you. Or if you are a leader who employs women or has a team of women working with you, and you're looking for ways to provide support and really help them elevate to their fullest potential, this is for you. If you're someone with women in your life that you want to help them really capitalize and leverage their skills and their strengths or learn how to better support them, this is for you. And we really want to create an opportunity that is tailored to the experience of women in the workplace, but remains accessible to all. And so I hope that anyone listening will learn more on our website and come and join us in Roanoke this fall.
That's fantastic. So in talking about when they attend, what are they going to learn? A full day of programming, that's a lot of information to take in. What am I going to look forward to when I walk in that door?
Yeah, so the summit this year's theme is Amplifying Voices, Her Story, Our Story. And so much of our program this year is going to provide speakers that are sharing about how they built their individual brand or really determined the story and the narrative they share about themselves in the professional environment. It'll also help us kind of pick up on skills and tools to begin to share collective stories of impact, whether it's of organizations and entities that are supporting or advancing women or providing services or goods and services to women as well. We're also going to highlight a Hokie Highlight segment that will feature Virginia Tech faculty and professors specifically that will help folks understand a little bit more of the outreach work of Virginia Tech and how that relates to amplifying voices of others, whether it's underrepresented populations or historic voices that we might not have heard at the mainstream. And will also get us to start thinking a little bit more about how we begin to come to the table and amplify our own voices, whether it's advocating for ourselves or for others within our companies and organizations.
I love that, and being able to use your own story as a strength, right? It's not just something that you're thinking about and you have to acclimate to everybody else's stories or to their experiences and skills. You're able to bring your own skills to the table from what you've learned. So that's
Absolutely.
Really cool.
Yeah.
That's great. So in planning this event, I'm sure you get to talk to people of all kinds of backgrounds, tons of information to learn. And I'm curious about your biggest takeaway with working with so many inspiring female leaders.
Absolutely. Well, I first have to say it has been such a privilege to work with the dynamic team that we have as the planning committee for the Women Impact Virginia Summit. We have so many amazing women that are spread across the Commonwealth with amazing experiences and networks that have really opened the opportunity to me to connect with women all over. And it wouldn't be possible without that diverse pool of individuals that are coming together. So I'm so thankful for that team bringing these other inspirational stories to the forefront. But I think one thing that continues to ring true over and over again as we plan these programs is that there are so many women out there with very similar stories in some capacity or another. They're not exactly the same, but some of the trials and the tribulations and the struggles that women face in the workplace or trying to balance, being the work-home balance, so many of those stories are not unique. And I think that creates a level of comfort and familiarity to know that, again, we're not alone in this, and it's okay if it's hard sometimes, or it's okay if we're not perfect in every way, and it's okay if we're continuously growing. And being able to hear that from other women who have been incredibly successful can be so validating. And so I think by sharing these stories and bringing women together, we're trying to build this network that is not only, empowering and inspirational, but is supportive and helps create a level of connection and validation and inspiration that will continue to encourage women to really live up to their fullest potential, whatever that might look like.
I'm already inspired, gosh. And so, not to put you on the spot, but I'm curious about maybe an example or two of what you're feeling that are pretty similar stories, maybe in the workplace. Do you mind sharing maybe what you can think of that you feel you've really kind of seen a theme?
Sure, absolutely. I think sometimes some of the stories that have come up have been just the struggle of getting started or not knowing the next step and how to really identify mentors or leaders that will help bring them along the way. Or maybe individual women's stories that would share the struggles they faced working in industries that might be typically male dominated. And how do I really stand up in a way that amplifies my voice as a woman in leadership without being, deemed aggressive or too much? And so many times we can sit back and reflect on a situation where we've had that same experience, and it might sometimes make us reflect on ourselves and be concerned it might be something about us. But it's not always that. It could be bias within the workplace or really looking at ways in which the full identity of an individual isn't represented, and the expectations that are put on women in a way that might not necessarily have all the support available. And, I believe that there are so many men and women out there that are, modern day superheroes doing their best, and that's all we can ask for. But I really think that when we're able to look at these stories in a way that share not only the professional struggles, but the personal struggles and the journeys it's taken to get to those places, it's helping women see that they're not alone and that they can find success at whatever stage of life that might be. It might be for young women who are just getting started in the workplace and don't have set expectations to really level set against. It also could be women that are looking for a transition after working for 20 or 30 years in the same career and are discovering that they can have a career that actually fulfills them and there's a level of passion that really ignites within them.
I love this. You stole the words right out of my mouth because I do. I hear what you're saying and I see the passion and I can tell it's something for everybody, right? And it doesn't matter what level of professional, level I'm at, whether I'm an entrepreneur trying to launch my own business or somebody who's been in the workforce for a long time and is trying to figure out, how to acclimate to something new. I think that that's really important, and what a great situation to be able to learn from other women, especially you've mentioned mentors. And so I think that's really important in, female industry, in general, whether it's being a mentor or finding a mentor, especially for someone who might be mid-career technically. Do you mentor someone else to help them, or do you find another mentor to help you pull up? Maybe it's both, a little bit of both, So what a wonderful opportunity to be able to network and find women who are ready and willing to do those things.
Absolutely. I think one other key component of this program is we've set up regional programs that are taking place across the Commonwealth as an opportunity to really maintain connections with our individual regions as a lead up to the summit.
I love that because it's a reminder. The summit's taking place in Roanoke, but this isn't just for Roanoke. This is for so many people in the surrounding area and state. And it's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. And each unique region has unique issues that they face, whether you're in Richmond or in Roanoke or like me in Kreitz, Virginia, very small town and rural community. And being able to kind of leverage some of those issues that are facing women into those individual spaces can be so empowering for their workplace and how they continue to move forward. But I share that as an opportunity to elevate our Richmond Center. Last year, as part of the regional program, they actually ended up leading into a mentor program to continue to match Virginia Tech alumni with women in the Richmond community.
Oh, I love that.
And
That's
so being
great.
able to kind of take some of this content and make it uniquely yours within your region can be so amazing. We think about Roanoke being such a innovation and technology-based hub. Being able to really highlight on some of those key components and industry clusters can have a direct impact on women that are working in that space. And so while we come together at the summit, hopefully it's content that will, sit with everyone. We also want to use these regional programs as a lead up to build momentum and excitement, but also to really build these smaller cohorts within this regional network.
Yeah, and that's really exciting too, because if you are maybe a smaller entity admiring a larger space and they're doing something really cool, or maybe you're facing a problem you're not quite sure how to tackle, and somebody else comes in and says, well, gosh, we had this problem last year, maybe I can think about that and help you sort out a solution. What Oh, what a great community. I love that. That's so exciting. And so in thinking about, how to be involved in this event, I'm curious, listeners, please join us because we want to see you here at this event. How do they become involved with this and why should they become involved?
Absolutely. So tons of ways to be involved in this work, whether it's visiting our website, cpe.vt.edu/impact to learn more about our speakers, check out the schedule, go ahead and register if you're interested. We'd love to have you. Also, we have opportunities for businesses to sponsor this program, so you can learn more about that on our website. And then also check out the Virginia Tech Division of Outreach and International Affairs to learn more about the Commonwealth Campus Center or outreach facility that is closest to you, whether that's in Roanoke or beyond, depending on where our listeners are from. And also learn about the programs they have going on, whether it's our regional programs leading up to the summit or just a slew of other professional development opportunities available.
There are plenty of ways to learn when it comes to you guys. And thank you for the opportunities you're providing, because that's really exciting that we don't have to feel stagnant, that there's always someplace forward that we can move into.
Absolutely. It's at the cornerstone of so much of the work we do within Virginia Tech's outreach and being able to provide not only lifelong learning, but really trying to impact that quality of life and the human condition across not only locally, but globally as well.
How can you say no to that? Good gracious. So real quick before we go, let's talk about the university's Commonwealth Campus Centers, as well as their mission and services, how they're tying into Roanoke Valley, specifically to Virginia Tech. And I think you're going to take this one.
I'll give it a shot. So Sarah's done a fantastic job of describing the Women Impact Virginia event, and she mentioned the regional events leading up to the summit. We're going to be hosting the regional event for the Roanoke area September 6th. And we'll be at the Hustle Haven location, and a morning activity around wellness and de-stress and a lot of other fun activities.
Potion bar,
Yeah, a lot of fun activities for the participants, and look forward to everyone participating in that event. That is an opportunity, again, to connect, build that connection with others in the region, and hope there'll be an opportunity to build some of that camaraderie that'll then lead into the summit, where you can have more investment in individual professional development from a variety of different areas. So look for more information about that activity. The Commonwealth Campus Centers are locations within Virginia Tech, really all across the state. As Sarah has mentioned, we have Commonwealth Campus Centers in Richmond, Newport News, and Abingdon, as well as Roanoke. We are home to graduate education at Virginia Tech, so a lot of different types of programs that are offered through our centers, both in person, hybrid, and online, and providing support for students who are participating in those programs at each of those locations. We also offer professional development, as Sarah mentioned. These come in the form of a variety of different non-credit, typically, professional programs geared towards everything from data analytics to leadership to local government-related programs. And one of the programs that I wanted to talk about was our Virginia Women's Municipal Leadership Institute, which is actually shares a lot of similarities with the Women Impact Virginia Summit in terms of its goal to build connection, to empower women in a field that often there are not as many opportunities for women in those senior leadership roles. In fact, I think within Virginia, less than 20% of the senior level positions in town, city, county governments are staffed, led by women leaders.
We got to fix that. All
So,
right. You guys are helping, though.
We are helping that this program helps achieve that. We are in our second cohort of that offering, and in this year's cohort have 25 women leaders from across the Commonwealth, representing 25 different localities.
Fantastic.
And we meet in different locations at our Commonwealth Campus Centers and other locations around the state. We'll be back in Roanoke in October to finish up the program, and look forward to launching our third cohort beginning next spring. So again, a program that I highlight to reinforce that one of the elements of what Virginia Tech is trying to do is build connection. And our role as Commonwealth Campus Centers within our communities is to be another front door to the university, to connect our communities and those living in our communities to the resources of the university, to help also be a convener of conversations, of ways to empower individuals to build their own professional development and their own expertise in different areas, to make those connections that help build lifelong learning networks to allow them to advance in their own careers and their own lives. And we do that through those different types of programs. And I'll also mention in Roanoke, we have a focus on youth programs as well in STEM education, STEAM education. And we have a lot of young people that are getting interested in different types of events and fields. And it's exciting to see them inspired to learn more and to build their own academic careers. And hopefully they become Virginia Tech students one day, and or at least continue their studies in different ways and can continue to make a strong impact in our region.
Well, even if they want to go after college, it sounds like there are plenty of opportunities to be able to be part of Virginia Tech in some way.
Right.
So that's fabulous. Lots of educational opportunities abound for people across the state, not just here in Roanoke, but especially for here in Roanoke when you're right in our backyard. So last bonus question that I'm just going to get you guys on. When people are coming to visit Roanoke for this event, where are you telling them to go while they're here? What are they going to be doing and playing while they're here?
Oh, great question. Well, we are kicking off the summit with a pre-conference event at Twisted Track.
Love it.
Pub. And so that'll take place on Tuesday, October 2nd. So we'd love to have you come in for the night early. Or it's October 3rd. We'd love to have you come in early, really check out some of the amazing breweries that Roanoke is home to and some of the amazing downtown life as well. And one other exciting thing that we've kept our eye on, especially as we're talking about amplifying voices, is the dedication of the Henrietta Lacks statue that will be taking place around the same time as the summit. And so to learn some more about the local history of Roanoke, as well as some of the amazing women that have trailblazed locally here, that is an incredible opportunity to support public art as well.
Love that. Love that for everybody. Yeah. How about you? Where are you recommending, Scott?
Oh, too many places to name, but I would definitely encourage all the participants who come to the summit to experience downtown, easily walking distance from the Hotel Roanoke Conference Center to be able to enjoy our fine dining and fun establishments all over the city and the region, and encourage families to come and make a weekend of it. And to be able to have experienced the fun outdoors activities of the region. Oh,
well, you heard it. So whether you're wearing heels or flats, make sure you pack a pair of comfortable shoes, because it sounds like you're doing a lot of walking and exploring in Roanoke.
Especially in October. It'll be gorgeous, right?
Perfect time. Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to come to the full day, and then I'm going to go hang out outside, because it's the perfect weekend for it. Oh, my gosh. Listeners, you've been learning more about the Virginia Tech's Women Impact Virginia Summit, hosted by Outreach and International Affairs at Virginia Tech, and much more. Thanks so much to Scott Weimer, Executive Director of Roanoke Regional Initiatives, and Sarah Wray, Community Engagement, Partnership, and Program Manager at Reynolds, Homestead, and Regional Outreach Coordinator. Thank you so much to both of you for being on our episode today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You can learn more about Virginia Tech Higher Education Center, located right here in Roanoke, at www.vtrc.vt.edu. And you don't want to miss the Virginia Tech's Women Impact Virginia Summit, hosted by Outreach and International Affairs at Virginia Tech, and taking place at Hotel Roanoke Conference Center on October 4th. This full day of programming will strengthen your skills, build new friendships, and so much more. Registration is now open through September 20th, and you can sign yourself up and all your friends and learn more about the impact you'll make on our community at www.cpe.vt.edu/impact. This has been a special bonus episode of the Roanoke Presents from Print to Podcast, hosted by your dearly devoted editor, Liz Long. Catch every episode of our first season wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, or see our segment videos on our YouTube channel. And of course, grab our latest issue on newsstands now, or read even more at theroanoker.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you soon for even more amazing events for women by women right here in our region.